In this video, we're going to be taking apart the AGM H6. And if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified once I upload a new video. Also, if you need any tools, there are links in the description. So before we start, the SIM tray needs to be removed. Here's a look at the SIM tray. Now heat needs to be applied to the back cover with a hairdryer or a heat gun to loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then a pry tool can be used to pry the back cover off. So in addition to an adhesive around the back cover, there is a rubber seal and some really strong glue holding the back cover down. So you're really going to have to put some effort in trying to pry this back cover off. Here's a look at the plastic back cover. As far as the glass camera lens cover goes, it's only held down with some adhesive. So if you need to replace the camera lens cover, you just have to apply some heat and pry this portion off. So you don't need to take apart the phone to do that. There are now 17 Phillips screws that have to be removed. Looking at this top plastic cover, we can see some antenna lines drawn on it, which are the light gray color lines, as well as the NFC antenna, which is located here. Here's a look at the other side. The battery cable cannot be disconnected, followed by the rest of the cables. The coaxial cable can be disconnected by just popping it off. There are now 2 Phillips screws that are holding down the main board. Taking a closer look at the main board, we can see a 50 megapixel primary camera and a 2 megapixel macro lens. None of the cameras have OIS or optical image stabilization. The camera connectors can be disconnected by just popping them off. The dual LED flash is located here, the headphone jack is on the top corner, and there's some graphite film over the shields to help transfer heat. Now looking at the other side, we have a better look at the 8 megapixel front facing camera, the proximity sensor, as well as the SIM and memory card reader. There's also some heat transfer tape on the back shield to help transfer heat. Taking a look at the speaker assembly, we can see another antenna line drawn on it, which is a light gray color line, and the speaker itself is enclosed in this plastic housing. To remove the battery, there are 6 Phillips screws which are holding it down. And here's a look at the 4900 mAh battery. Now that the battery has been removed, we can see the flex cable for the screen, which is routed through an opening in the mid-frame. This flex cable not only connects to the screen, it also connects to the subboard over here on the bottom corner. So if you wanted to replace the screen, at this point, the cable at the bottom corner of the subboard has to be disconnected as well. Now heat needs to be applied to the screen to loosen up the adhesive underneath, which is holding it down to the frame, and then pry tool can be used to pry the screen off. And here's a look at the back of the screen. Looking at the midframe, we can see this area of graphite film to help transfer heat. There's a single Phillips screw which is holding down the subboard. Looking at this side of the subboard, we can see the charger port. And on the other side, we can see the primary microphone. The vibrator motor is located on the bottom, which is held on with some adhesive. To replace that or remove that, just apply some heat and gently pry it off. The earpiece speaker is located on top, which is held in place with a cure-in-place gasket. To replace that, you would have to use a razor blade or a sharp knife to cut the rubber seal around the speaker and pull it out. This flex cable is for the fingerprint reader, and this one's for the volume keys and power button. And this flex cable is for the button on that side. If you wanted to replace either of those, there are 3 T4 screws on either side which have to be removed, and then the metal plates on either side would come off, giving you access to those cables. At which point you just peel off the flex cables from the housing and pull them out. For the repairability score on this phone, I give it a 3.5 out of 10. This phone is basically designed not to be opened, and not to allow any dust, debris, or water inside. It's sealed down pretty well, which is good for protection, but it does make it that much more difficult to do any sort of repair. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the phone back together. Once everything's back in place, apply new adhesive and reapply the back cover. Flip over the phone, power it on, and you're done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.